Yes, guys. I hope the the assignment which I had given before starting with the master data even that is done. And have you all practiced with at least one vendor and one metal information? Have you done with the procurement activity with the new information or not yet? Okay. See, guys, this is going to be important thing for everyone to understand why I had given that assignment and sorry, yeah. So I had said like go with all the things like with respect to vendors information, material information, descriptions, price, all those informations we need to collect, right? So these informations will be very much important for your interview section, guys, and that's why I shared an Excel sheet, which is uh, it was not a complete Excel sheet, guys. So today I'm going to give you that assignment again, where you need to complete that entire assignment before we go proceed for this whatever the task is there, guys, of master data. Uh, so let me come to that once again before we proceed with the next syllabus. So these things are very much important. So see, guys, I had told you that in this assignment you have to collect the information about the materials, their specifications, and all those things, and the respective vendors. And also, I told about find out the vendors information, material informations, or vendors information for a specific material category in which you are interested in. So I had given you list of various categories in which you can find out the material information and respective vendors based on your interested field. So electronics, mechanical, automobile, or construction related, or pharmaceutical, food related industry, or any other industry you take it, guys. So it will be considered. So what you need to do is you are doing that, right? Uh, Probably some of you have already done it and they have saved the information. But I hope everyone knows that the assignment which I had given is completely dependent on your work profile. So the same work profile you have to tell during your interview also. Everyone have understood the scenario about how a process happens in IT companies, right? I had explained you that in the revision class of P2P cycle. Everyone remembers it, guys, or no? From where the PR comes, who creates, converts that into purchase order, where the materials are transferred, who does the invoice verification, how the payments activity will happen. I took an example of a client like a German-based client for which we are working, and uh, what we call it as the Infosys company example I had taken, where you were working for the Indian company. So the projects are taken by the Infosys, and you need to work for those clients, and that will be the project names and all. Okay, I hope everyone remembers this part, or no?
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Yes. So I've taken this example and I explained you. So from where the PR comes, how the approval happens, who creates the purchase order, and all those things I'd explained, right? And also we dealt with what is direct, indirect procurement and gave you some assignments here to do. But the thing is that when you had made a list with respect to your particular interested field, you found out the vendors from that and you started to make a list of that as per the Excel sheet. See what happens, guys, when you are working for this criteria, when you are working for this procurement activities with respect to the master data, we deal with two kinds, but that is direct and indirect case. Okay, so that is understood very clearly. But apart from this, the important thing is that we have to understand what the POs which we are creating, to which vendors we are creating, and on regular basis how many POs we are handling. This is a normal question. And what is the average value of the PO? Right, guys? So on an average basis, that suppose if anyone's experience has been added with 2+ year of experience, so they have to say that at least 25 to 30 purchase orders they were creating on day-to-day basis. They were receiving some 40-50 PRs and they were converting that into 20 to 30 purchase orders. Now the question arises, then how many vendors were you handling? That is, how many vendors were you handling? So you cannot say just 10, 15 vendors, because if you are saying that you are creating 20 to 25 or 25 to 30 POs on day-to-day basis, so how can those be created with only 10 to 15 vendors? So you have to say that you under you there were 40 to 50 different vendors for procurement of different materials. Anyways, so there you can mix up with what direct procurements and indirect procurement also, not a problem. But apart from this, there is one important criteria which comes in which we are going to add here itself, that is called as capex purchase orders and opex purchase orders. I had given a question about this also in the that notes. So anyone has done research on this? What is capex and what is opex?
Capex means
Yes, capex means capital expenditure. Okay, and opex means operational expenditure. Now what is the problem here? Nothing. See, the thing is, when they ask you, so for which category of procurement were you handling, you are going to say direct or indirect, or you are going to say the mix up of both also, 80%, 20%, as I told you in the that PTP revision class. But comes here, they'll ask you, were you handling the capex type of purchase orders or opex type of purchase orders? So you have to understand here. Now, those who have got more than 5+ year of experience, so they can say that they were handling the capex. Capex means what, guys? As I said, capital expenditure, where the budget of the POs are very high. Okay, the cost of the PO will be very high. What do you mean by that? Now, these kind of POs are used when you are uh, let us say purchasing the big machineries, or apart from that, let us say company setting up a new plant, and for that new plant whatever the requirements are there, all those things we have to purchase. So here the investment is too high, and to handle this a lot of approvals, lot of care has to be taken, because the investment amount is also very high. So if any mistake happens, then the entire company will be under loss. Kidding us. So to handle it, as I said, capital expenditure. So you can going to say that more than 5 years of experience can do that. But now you are not going to say this case. No one is going to say that they have handled the capital expenditure. They have got an idea about what is capital expenditure, but they have not done this, because capital expenditure is not the expenditure which they do it on regular basis, or they do not create a POs on day-to-day activity. Capital expenditure is a one-time process case, understanding, or purchasing the big machineries, instruments, where the cost of the POs are very high. But what is OPEX? OPEX means operational expenditure, where you're going to purchase the requirement materials in your company. It might be direct or it might be indirect materials like raw materials, semi-finished materials, consumable materials. You take anything, those all things will come under operational expenditure. Right? So you are going to say that you have handled operational expenditure. Operational expenditure is very, 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 very important. Operational expenditure. And now these are also the type of pay we can say. So what are the different categories of materials have you handled in operational expenditure? So then comes that assignment case, where you had made a list of the components based on your interested field, and you have found out the vendors. But the question arises that this operational expenditure or capital expenditure, or let us say operational expenditure itself, what you are doing, what was the average monthly PO value of that, or up to what limit they had assigned you to create a POs. Up to what limit is up to what limit means up to what price level you can handle. Above this you cannot handle. So there will be some criteria set for each person. So based on the year of experience. So anyone who has got 2 years to 5 years of experience. So they can say that almost uh, PO handling capacity. Or okay, so they are going to say that almost like uh, 10,000 to $50,000 they are handling this. Okay, so this was the average value they had given you assignment, and between this range you were handling. Now when you're going to say that you have handled the vendors in terms of dollars, right? So or euros, so it means the client should also be from the same country. That is international suppliers, international clients. So you are going to research about the clients guys who are US or UK based only. You take any German based or any US based or any other countries you can take it, but there should be international clients. Now, who are the clients? Clients are the customers of your company in which you are working. Like I took an example of Infosys company. Now, the thing is like how to find out the client's information. Now, that is all based on your material category, which I told you to make the list. Now, suppose if you are interested in electronic industry, you find out a big industry like Bosch is a Bosch is a big electronic. Stanley, you can go with that, or any big industries in that particular criteria. Or civil engineerings are there. Uh, we call it as mm, some name is there. Like I don't remember the
Shobha.
industries are there. Yeah, Shoba industries are there. So those things you can go. Mechanical industries, Caterpillar, John Deere, or any other companies. Okay, so Toyota, you can take any companies, automobile companies you can take, like pharmaceutical Cipla companies there. You take it as per your convenience guys, okay, no problem. But you have to research about that. What you have to research guys, the thing is, now suppose if I take a client as a um, Caterpillar. Okay, have you heard about Caterpillar guys?
Yes, sir.
Now, Caterpillar is a very big uh, mechanical client, very big company. So I'll just show you what we need to do. Okay, so we get the website here. So Caterpillar is a engine equipment manufacturing company. Yes, so it manufactures very big automobiles, and you can see like trucks, GCVs, and multiple other things. It is an American construction, mining, and other engineering equipment manufacturer. So company is the world's largest manufacturer of construction equipment. Construction equipment means like this trucks or those things are there. So suppose it is in evolved in multiple different criterias. So let us see here, products and services. Here guys. So they are involved in this machineries, rental equipments, used equipments, okay, or even spare parts. They manufacture carts and merchandise, technological support, and apart from this, also they are involved in multiple things, guys. See here. So they have got these many brands under their name. So we know only Caterpillar, right? Apart from that, Anchor or FG Wilson, Hindustan, or MAK, Perkins, MWM. So these are the different companies associated under Caterpillar. So they have got different activities. So when I'm looking with respect to what is, let us say, our mechanical components and all, so you have to research about those, like what are their end products. Okay, end products we have to research. So when I say clients, okay, so he's a client and research about the end product, what they are selling in the market. Okay, so whatever their end products are there, now they are manufacturing that end products, right? And they are selling it to their customers. Now the question arises here, like what we need to do with that end product? Nothing to do that, because we are going to say that in our interview, we are working for this client, Caterpillar. So we were purchasing the equipments or we were purchasing the materials for them. But will that be the end product? No. we will be purchasing the raw materials to manufacture those end product, right? Now, what is the end product here? Let me take an example. Like here you say, okay, let me say this parts. Okay, engine components are there. So let us see what are the engine components. Okay, here you can see engine oil filter, engine fuel filter element, secondary fuel, standard efficiency. Mm. So these are the end product what they are selling in the market. But to manufacture this end product, they need other things, right? They need a lot of raw materials, right? Like for example, I'll say hair cleaner primary element. So standard oil efficiency, water separator, engine fuel filter. Okay, so I'll take this one, engine fuel filter, right? So what we need to do? Just go to Google. So put your engine fuel filter components. Now we get the multiple key components of that, like the housing, the filter media, paper or skin, the base plate, or the filter head, or mounting, another thing. What you need to do? You have to search for the suppliers who send these materials, so who manufacture these materials. The same content like thing you can say. Okay, so you'll say screen versus paper fuel filters for small engines. Screen fuel filters. Okay, so, so we get multiple options. Just like you researched about other things now before, same activity we are doing henceforth. So we get directly the company's information. Okay, we can take this fleet card, or we have got the websites also, guys. Like Thomasnet is there. Is it available here? No, it is not showing. Okay, so thomasnet.com or any other directly if company's websites you'll get, you directly get it from that information. So what you need to do? So this becomes the vendor now for us. So fleet card is a vendor for us. So engine fuel filter is the end product. So screen fuel filter is the raw material or which I need to purchase for that. And vendor is the fleet card. Okay. So likewise, you have to make the list of multiple materials, and each end product, when I say each end product will have multiple components. So for each component, as I said, at least one or two vendors you have to research with, okay, to find out all other informations. So the same, whatever the assignment I had given, so I will send you the extended version of that. The same Excel sheet I'll share with some extended information with respect to client and all those things which you have to research and fill it, guys. So as I said, 40 to 50 vendors you were handling. So you should at least tell some 5 to 10 vendors name when they have asked in interview. At least 5 to 10 materials name when it is asked in the interview. If you are unable to tell this, guys, it will be very difficult to manage it. Whereas, so later on, don't say that, sir, what were the vendors list, what were the materials list. Hmm? So I need these things to be taken by you, and that is what I'm saying. Make a list as per your interested field. You take anything. If you don't want to get into any of the direct things, then you go with IT components, guys. Best. Okay, you make the list of IT components. Correct, and you have to collect that, guys. It is very much needed. Getting everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is about the assignment. So guys, what So any questions from the previous topics, guys? Anyone? Or shall we proceed with the next topic, or shall we again do a revision of P2P master data? I hope everyone is comfortable with the practical part, right? You're getting a lot of time to practice. So any issues with the vendor master data, metal master data, info record, source list? No questions? And shall we go with the next topic?
Sure.
Okay. So guys, the next syllabus, whatever we are going to take, is completely relevant with what we call as special procurement cases. Special procurement means, because see, till date we have just learned about what simple basics, so simple basic standard procurement like PR, PO, GR, invoice, and how to get our own information study in that with respect to master data. So these things we understood. But every company don't go with only standard procurement, because every business scenario is different, and based on the business scenario, the procurement activities will also change. So for that, we need to understand these special procurement cases which are there in our MM syllabus. So the first topic in this special procurement cases, the outline agreements. Okay, it's called as outline agreement. What are my outline agreements, guys? As everyone knows, what is the meaning of agreement? It is nothing but a document which is uh, created between the buyer and supplier at the time of hiring a supplier for a particular company. Correct. And they put all their terms and condition, whatever has been accepted between both the parties, just like your offer letter and all. So outline agreements are the documents which are created between buyer and supplier itself, but for different business scenarios. These documents are very much important, guys, when you uh, go for long-term procurement with a particular vendor. Let us say if there is a project in your company for manufacturing activities, and you want to, and that project is going to be for next 5 years in your company, because your customer who wants that end product, whatever is there, so he has given the project to you for next 5 years. So it means you need all the raw materials to manufacture that for next 5 years. So you want to hire a vendor who can supply you good quality material at a better price for next 5 years, guys. Right? So whenever you go for such long durations of projects, so then these outline agreements will come into play, because in outline agreements we are going to set our terms and conditions very much clear, which are not going to be changed on regular intervals. If you do normal procurement, guys, just normal PRPO, whenever you raise a PO and send to vendor, vendor will change his terms and condition, guys, there. As per the market price, the price might change, he might change the payment terms, or he can give any other information. So that might change on regular intervals of time. But if you do an agreement or a contract with that, then it will not change, guys. So they will set all the terms and conditions very much clear. Even if they are going to change, then at what duration, after what duration the information has changed. So those things should be kept in the, those things will be very much clearly should in the outline agreements case. Correct. So in outline agreements, we are going to deal with two topics. One we call it as uh, scheduling agreement, and one more we call it as the contract. Both are of similar category, because they are, both are part of outline agreement itself, but there is a small change based on the business scenario. Okay. Now let me take an example here. A case study. Right. Let us say that there is a client of yours, okay, uh, who actually sells a what I say, okay, so who requires computers, guys, okay, who requires computers, and you are the person, your company, who provides computers, assembled computers to that client. So client has said that they have got a requirement of um, 10,000 pieces of computers, or you can say laptops. Let's go with the computers only, systems. 10,000 pieces of computers, and this requirement is for next 1 year. Okay, so they have given you the fixed project for you. Now the thing is, the client has also stated very much clear that this 10,000 pieces he is not going to purchase at one time. So he has said that in next 1 year, on monthly basis, I will provide you the tentative schedule, and as per that, you give me the computers. So let us say for this month some thousand computers, next month some 1500, next month some 500, or so on. So it might be varying on regular basis, or it might be kept same. That depends upon the requirement of the client. Now our company, who is a manufacturer, or let us say they are selling the computers in the market, so they are going to assemble all the components of this and sell it to the client. Now the question is here, when this all information is given by the client, what will our company will do? Are they going to work on every monthly basis, purchase each and every material on every monthly basis, and then and assemble everything? Or is it like they will wait for the client's information to be given in a proper way? So when the requirement of the client is very much specific, guys, when they have said they want 10,000 pieces of computers for next 1 year, and it is very much clear to you. So it means your requirements, or as a manufacturer, what are the requirements of the raw materials to get that 10,000 pieces is also very much clear to you guys now. Yes or no? How much raw materials I have to purchase. And apart from that, client has given you the fixed schedule about what, about when he wants this 10,000 pieces. So I give you. So when that information is also fixed, then what you are going to do, guys, you are going to purchase the raw materials from the vendors. You are going to manufacture them, assemble them, and give it to the client, guys. Correct. But how much raw material are you going to purchase from the vendor? Is that very much clear? Of course, guys, because when the output is fixed, so you can decide your input also, guys. Got or no? So how much materials, when my sale is fixed, so I can decide how much raw materials I have to purchase. Okay, guys. So in that case, we can go for this a scheduling agreement. So what we do here, we will tell our vendor, okay, we will give our vendor a fixed schedule to purchase raw materials, okay, and I will place this schedule for next 1 year, guys, as per the project. So I will give the vendor order, and I will tell him that for a particular month I need this many materials and you have to keep it ready. So what happens, guys, vendor will deliver you the material on the respective schedule whatever you have given to him, and there is no need to create a PRPO every monthly basis also, guys, here. So vendor will directly give you the material and you have to just invoice it and make a payment for that as per the payment terms. So your task is reduced here for creating a PR and PO on a regular monthly basis, because there is a fixed schedule given by your client and there is a fixed schedule calculated by you to purchase the raw materials. So this part we call it as a scheduling agreement, guys. Now to do this, we require a lot of information. So first of all, it starts with the master data itself, and here we need a vendor and material which are completely independent of each other, guys. So when we speak master data, we know that there is vendor, material master data, info record, source list, everything is there. And in info record and source list, we link the vendor and the material. But here, there should not be any link between vendor and material, guys. Both should be independent of each other. So we have to take such vendor and material because the link between both of them will be generated in this agreement directly. Okay, guys? So do not take any info record or source list vendor material, guys. So keep them independent. So let us create this master data. I hope everyone knows now. So this will be again a revision for you. So xk01 T code. So which vendor shall I take to, let us say if I want to get the keyboard. Okay, my material is a keyboard now. I want to purchase it. So I'm going to purchase it from, let us say, a company that is called Logitech, and I'll take it from Germany itself and from the same country. Okay, so I'm adding only basic information, and I hope everyone knows what information to add in which section. So I'm maintaining the basic informations with respect to currency, payment terms. You take it as per your convenience. Okay, so you plan it and we save it. So what we get, guys? We get the vendor code ready. So vendor is ready, and now we have to create a material, guys. MM01. So industry sector. Okay, so for me it will be raw material, so I'll take it. So all four views are by default selected. So hit enter. 4000 plant 0001. Material group I'll take in terms of electronics. So again I'm adding only basic information, and also see, guys, do not enable the source list option in purchasing. You do not. So if you are coming for scheduling agreement, do not maintain it, guys. So leave it blank. So go for this valuation class. I hope everyone remembers the valuation class now for raw material and for finished material. So save it. So we get the material code also created. So material code is ready, guys, and vendor code is ready. Both of them are ready. Now as we know, both are independent of each other. It is not linked with each other, right? So I need to take these vendors and go for a scheduling agreement. So here we come across the new transactional codes now. ME31L, which is used to create the scheduling agreement. But while creating this, a lot of information is required, like vendor information, material information, the net price information about that, and other specifications data about vendor and material. Apart from this, even we have to set the validity of the material supply. That is start date, end date, just like we maintain in source list, right? So same informations we need to maintain here. And apart from that, we need to also maintain one important information about agreement type. What is agreement type, is just like, see, now whenever we create a normal purchasing documents, PR, PO, and all, we have seen that there is a document type called as NB. We take a standard documents to create the PRPS. So same here, the standard document to create the agreement is LP in our system. You can customize it, but right now we are going to go with standard. Apart from that comes the important parameter, guys, which is called target quantities. What are my target quantities? Whenever you are going to make an agreement with the vendor, so you are going to set the validity, guys, that is the start date and date of the agreement. So the target quantity is the total number of quantities you want to purchase within that validity period. Okay, that validity might be 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, or 5 years. So within that validity, what is the target you had set to purchase the material. Yes. So setting the target includes all the calculations with respect to your what I say plus and minus with respect to the defective components and all those things. Yes. Correct. So target quantity you can say as a maximum quantity what you have made a plan to purchase within that duration of the agreement, 1 year, 2 years, whatever it is. But you are not going to pay for target quantities. You are going to pay for the quantities only for which you purchase. Okay, so target quantity is different, purchased quantities are different, guys. Completely different step. We have to understand this case. Okay, so I'll explain you when I come to that. So target is what? Remember right now, a maximum planned quantities which I'm going to purchase in 1 year or whatever validity of the agreement is there. So we have to set this information. And apart from that, we have other T codes like ME32L for edit or to make the changes, and then we have ME33L for display. Then we have ME35L for release. Of course, then we have ME38 for maintain the schedule. Okay, so of course this ME38 will be important, and this T code is only the difference between this scheduling agreement and this contract topic. Okay, I'll come to the contract later on. Now let us go to this ME31L slash N ME31L. See, it is asking the vendor code. So vendor code I'll add L101. Agreement type LP. As you can see, we have got different agreement types also available, but in that we'll go with LP. Agreement date, start date, guys. So what I'll do, guys, I will take this agreement start date purposefully backdated. So let us reassign the agreement on 4th, and you'll get to know, guys, why I'm taking it back in the next step. um, this plant and storage location you are going to take the same which you have allocated for this material. Okay, so don't take anything randomly. So get inside. So by default the system will show you the warning saying agreement date is in the past, so no issues, purposefully I have taken, and this is a warning message which you can skip. Hit enter one more time to go to the next page where it will ask what is the validity start date, what is the validity end date. So what I'll do, guys, I'll maintain it for 1 year. So 04/08/2025 till 36, sorry, 31/7/2026. So 1 year I have maintained, guys. So get inside. So here it will ask you the list of materials which you are purchasing from this vendor. It might be one material or you can purchase 10 different materials. You just maintain the list. So right now I'll go with only one material. Now here you see target quantities. So what is the target meaning? The total number of materials you are going to purchase. But you might achieve that target or you might not achieve. But you should not exceed the target. So target is always the maximum number which you need to maintain. So let me say I want to purchase 10,000 pieces of keyboards. Right. Net price of each keyboard. Let me maintain 50 euros per one piece. Right? And I'll save it, guys. So this is the agreement. So whatever terms and conditions are there in this, they are going to remain fixed for the scheduled period. Even if it changes, then as per the terms and condition, we can update it back, but not on regular basis, guys. So this is my agreement number, just like my PRPO number. I got agreement number, guys. What next? Next is that once we have created the agreement, we did not maintain any schedule, no here. Okay, we did not maintain any schedule right here. What we did, we have just created an agreement and put the target quantity. But when I want that material, did I tell any of this information? No. So that information we maintain where? In ME38 case. So go to that ME38 T code and here put that agreement number, hit enter, and you get inside this agreement case. So when you come here in this agreement type, okay, so here you can see all the information as specified in the agreement. You just select that line of information, and above here you can see we have got an option here that is called as what? Delivery schedule. Ready? So click on this. So when you click on this, by default system will give you the table to maintain the different schedule and in how much quantities. So here the delivery date which is there, guys, the first delivery date I will maintain it for today's date only, guys. That's why I have taken the agreement start date back to today. Why? Because suppose if you say I have created the agreement today and I want the material delivery also today, will that be possible? Yes, guys.
No, sir.
Today only you have created the agreement. Today only you want the material supply. Not possible. The system will take it, but in reality it will never make it, right? So therefore, purposefully I've taken the agreement started in the back detail, and I'm taking today's date for the delivery. Then the question arises, sir, why today's date only? I can take tomorrow's date or day after tomorrow. You can take, it's no issues. But I want to show you the GR also, no, guys, to invert the material and all. So in GRN, if any materials are scheduled for today's date or any past date, then the system will show that numbers. If any dates are either in future, then it will not show that information in the GRN case. I'll show you that later on. Right now, don't worry. Now come to this schedule. Let us say we have signed the agreement on 4th of August and we have told the information that on this date I want, uh, let us say, 1500 pieces of keyboards. Similarly, next month again, I wanted 1200 keyboards. Again, in the month of here, I need some 850 keyboards. Right, guys? So this is a tentative schedule what we maintain for the entire year. You can maintain for entire year. You can maintain for only for 6 months, 3 months, or then you can make a changes later on. It is completely your choice because you can customize as per your convenient. Getting it? So these are the important informations. So like this. One second. Getting it? So like, now suppose if I say I have made a plan for first 6 months only, and then remaining 6 months plan I will make it later on. No problem, guys. You can schedule as per that. But at least you can making this plan. So since you have schedule the quantities one time itself and you are giving the order to the vendor, this document is also called as what, guys? This scheduling agreement is called as one time PO, guys. Correct? It is called as one time PO. So you just go here, maintain this information. Now if you want to know total what is the cumulative numbers here, then total it will be shown in this cumulative structure. It will calculate. But remember, whatever these cumulative numbers are there, it should not exceed your target. Okay, guys, check out it. So see, so what is the total here? I'm gonna add all of them. So it is giving me the total of 5,950 quantities. So it means out of 10,000, I have got still many things to get purchased. So I have made a plan for 5,950. So these are my ordered quantities. Target quantity different, order quantity is different. Okay, so this is your order. This many you have placed now as per your calculations. But remaining when you are going to place, that is your choice. You can place now only or you can place it in the after 2 months or 3 months. It is your choice. But now see the last two columns, guys here. You see what is saying? It is saying GR quantities and open quantities. What about open quantities? Everyone knows now we have dealt that in PR and PO. Open quantities are those which are ordered but not yet received. Correct. So as you can see, we have placed order for all these quantities. But have we received this? No. So we are going to receive them as per the tentative schedule. So since here I'm not going to receive all these 5,950 quantities at once, so these quantities will remain always in open status. Because suppose for this month I have taken 1500 quantities, so this 1500 quantities will shift from open quantities to GR quantities, that is closed quantities. But what about remaining quantities? Remaining will remain open until and unless I reach the last delivery line. So this agreement is also called as open PO service. Understood? Because the ordered materials will always remain in open status here. So once you maintain this tentative schedule, okay, so you just save this document and now you can set it for release. So ME35L. So we just need to remember the release codes case of these POs. So what were the release codes case? Anyone remember? What were the release codes in purchase order? Release codes means I'm not asking T code guys. Release members who for which all peoples we had taken the approval. It was manager, plant manager, and general manager. So here, when you come for ME35L in our scheduling agreement, the process is little bit different. So you just come there, and here the system will ask you release code. So who is the first person to release? It is manager always. So you can see, we just click on this. So arrangements are there, but they are not in order wise. So if you directly say, sir, we'll go with general manager and say execute, no ways, it will not come directly. So because the first approval has to be given by the manager. So see here, so the document number will appear. Click on the document guys, and here we have got the option called as release plus save. Click on that. So document will be released from manager. Now it will go to which person? Plant manager. Say execute. Again the document number appears, same document number which I created, and again click on this release plus save. Then lastly we have general manager. Understood? This is how we release it. So now comes the next process. What? So we have maintained the schedule, we have released it to the vendor. Now vendor will deliver the material as per the tentative schedule you are given. So what we are going to do? Are we going to create a PRPO every month and take a follow up with the vendor? Not at all. So we are directly going to create a GRN. We are going to invert the material. We are going to do the invoice verification, and lastly end the process with the payment. Every monthly basis payment or every quarterly basis or yearly basis, that is decided in the payment terms case. Now the question arises here: if I want to create a GR case, GR is created with reference to what? Normally we go
Material invoice.
with respect to
Material invoice.
yes. Now till date, whatever the process you have learned in the GRN. So in GRN, which document you had taken as a reference? Purchase order. Correct or not? But do we have the purchase order here?
No, sir.
We don't have any purchasing order here. So then what we need to do? But we have got the purchase document. I told you in the GR topic also and invoice verification also that it is not always that we take a reference of PO itself. So we can take a reference of other purchasing documents. So right now our purchasing document number is the scheduling agreement. So here you are going to create the GR invoice verification reports with reference to scheduling agreement. So how to do this? Let's go here, go for GRM, MIGO. Now you tell me guys, okay, here I'll take the agreement number, okay. Mm, okay, okay, so I'll take 101. Now you tell me guys, how much materials will it show in my GR? How much guys? See, I had maintained a schedule, right? So for today's date, you can see there is a document date here. So for today's date, how much quantities did I maintain? Check here. So as soon as I hit enter, system will show you 1500 quantities. Correct? So this number will be from today's date or any past date. If any, let us say if the delivery was tomorrow yesterday and today it reached, so you can create a GR for that case, no problem. But if any delivery is tomorrow and if you want to create a GR today, then it is not possible. Okay, so any future dates it will not take, but any past date or current date it will take that all the consideration and give you the number. So since for today's date it was scheduled for 1500, so only 1500 quantities is showing. But if we just go to quantities and check here, here you can see total how many quantities you have placed order for, 5950. Don't consider target quantities as order quantities. Target is not the order. Target is, I told you, the maximum number which you want to purchase, which you have made a plan for. But out of that 10,000, how much you have placed order? That is 5,950. And out of that, for today's date, how much you are inviting? 1,500. Where in the respective plant in unrestricted condition, say item OK and save it, guys. So GR is posted, right? And once GR is posted, we can go back to the invoice verification also, the same process where you get it again. Here you can see, guys, purchase order or a scheduling agreement number. So paste that agreement number, hit enter. So 1500 pieces, so into 50 rupees, right? So 75,000. So add the taxation, get the total value, paste the amount section and save it. Done this. Good. Similarly, on a regular monthly basis, the same thing will happen. No need to go for what is here PR, PO, and all those taking a follow up directly. Material. Therefore, one time purchase order base. Correct? Now, if you want to go back and let us say next month, whatever the schedule was there, it is changed. So we can just go back to ME38, right? We just go click here and say delivery schedule. First line you cannot do anything now, guys, because you can see first line is completely freezed and materials are already involved in the GRN. So remaining are open. So whatever the remaining open quantities are there, you want to change the delivery date, you want to what I say, change the delivery quantities. That is your choice, guys. You can still make the changes, save it, update the same information to the vendor, and do the same process, guys. So this is what we call it as a scheduling agreement. Then when we come for this contract is, we come for the contract when the project scenario remains same. But only thing is that there is no fixed schedule given by the vendor. Sorry, given by the client. So the same case study I'll take here. Right. So client has given you the requirement of 10,000 pieces for next 1 year, but he has not given any fixed schedule. Right. So fixed schedule is not there. So what happens in that case? In that case, simply you are not going to purchase all the material from the vendor and keep it in your premises, right? Because these 10,000 pieces, the client of the our customer can purchase one time also, or they can purchase as per the requirement also. So what I will do is, whenever I get the requirement from the client, then I will place a order to the vendor and purchase the material. Understood, guys? So that is only one difference here. So we don't have any fixed schedule. So here with the vendor, purchase the materials as per the order placed from the client. Good. So all the process will remain same case here as what we have taken the process here. Everything remains same in contract. T codes also will remain same with a small change. Just replace L by K, guys. Okay. And this ME38 is not there because there is no fixed schedule. Rest all instruments same. Agreement type is MK. And here when we go for procurement, guys, one extra step we have to do, that is we have to create a PO. But when we create a PO, we are not going to take reference of PR now. Directly here we are going to take reference of contract and create a PO. And once PO is created, guys, next GR, invoice verification, payment, everything will go as per what the PO itself is. Understood? It will go as per the PO. So no need to take reference of contract. Only in PO we are going to take reference of contract. Correct? So rest all will remain same. Shall show you. So go here slash NME 31K. So same vendor you can take. Okay. Agreement date. Okay guys, you can take anything which you want. Agreement start date, agreement end date, which material, same. But this time I'll take less quantities guys, and I'll change the price also. Price, let me make it 100 euros per one piece. Earlier it was 15, I'll make it 100 just to make a small difference. And target quantity is set as 5,000 piece. So save it. So your contract will be created. You can see the contract number, right? So this is my contract number. Okay. So now guys, once contract is created, so let us say this month your client has given you the requirement of 2,500 pieces. So as per that, you are going to purchase 2,500 keyboards from your vendor and you are going to assemble them. So in that case, we have to place a PO to the vendor. So go to ME21 and decode and don't add any information in PO. Just like PR to PO was there, now it is contract to PO. So where is the reference of contract here? Go to document overview, go to selection variant, and here you can see purchase orders, request for quotations, contracts, agreements. We have all these documents, right? Just click on contracts. So it asks to put the filter information. Just put the vendor name and say execute. So it will show the list of all those contracts available with that vendor name. So click on that and say adopt. So all the information from that contract will be copied here except one information, guys. Except one information, which is that you can see, oh sorry, release is not done. So two errors are there. So let me release it first, guys. We forgot to release. Let me 35K. So same release manager, then comes the plant manager, then the general manager. Yes. So now go back to me 21M. Okay, say adopt. So as you can see, all the information is copied with respect to vendor, with respect to material, with respect to delivery date, with respect to price. Everything is copied except one information, that is quantities. And you have got error here. Enter quantities. Good or no? So why quantities it is not taking, guys? Here? Now see, we have taken the reference of contract. Did we maintain any schedule here in this contract saying that this month we want 500 quantities or 1000 quantities or 2000 quantities? No, guys, we did not maintain it, because if we wanted to maintain, then we could have gone for scheduling agreement only. No? Why could have we come for contract? So we have come for contract because here the quantities were not defined earlier. So as per the requirement of the client, I'm going to enter the quantities manually. So let us say my requirement is 2,500 as per the client's requirement. So I'll just take it 2,500 here, hit enter and save it. Okay, so here. So the PO is created. So PO number appears here. Right? And once PO number is created, you know the next process, guys. You can create GR invoice payment, that is with reference to PO. But you know, you can do those things. But the thing is here, in contract, we cannot track the target open quantities and target closed quantities. Okay, in scheduling agreement, we could have tracked that easily because we had got a Me38T code, and there we could have tracked how many were open, how many were closed. Everything was because the fixed schedule was there. And here in contract, since there is no fixed schedule, so we cannot track, we do not mention any information. But system will highlight the thing if you are crossing the target. Now suppose I will, let us say next month again, there is a requirement of 3000 pieces, guys. Okay, from the client end. So I will go to the PO, I'll take the reference of the contract, and once again I'll create a PO with that new vendor for 3000 pieces of keyboards. So when I do that, hit enter. See guys, what system says? Target quantity exceeded by how much pieces? 500 pieces. Why it is guys? Why it is showing this? Hmm? What was the target I had set? 5000 pieces guys, right? While creating contract. In this previous purchase order, how much quantities did I take? 2500 pieces. So how many were remaining? How many were remaining guys? 2500. But for this next PO, how much quantities did I place order? 3000. So how much you have exceeded? 500. Understood guys? So here the system will directly highlight whether you are exceeding that quantities or not. Right. So now the consultant team on behalf of this procurement department's information, they will decide whether to show this information in warning message or error message. Whereas, because if the target quantities criteria is very important for a company, they say that we should not exceed the target quantities in any circumstances. Then they will place this information then they will place this information in the error message base. So automatically whenever the target quantities are exceeded, system will show you the red color error message and you will be not able to save the PO. Simple as that. But in some cases when they say it's okay even if it exceeds the target, no problem. In one or the two scenarios we can neglect it. Then we can set this information as a warning message and we can still overcome this warning message. We can neglect this and we can still save the document and proceed for the POS. Good. So right now you just think from the point of view that it should not get exceeded. So that point you keep it. That's why we set target actually. So it should not get exceeded. Okay. So this is what we call it as scheduling agreements. Sorry, outline agreements. One is scheduling agreement and one is contract. So this becomes what is special procurement cases. Good guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll share the video guys of this. So if you have not yet completed the practice of master task, if you do it first, you can come to the special procurement cases later on. But the clear part is very much important. And yeah, guys. So now on occasion of this Ganesh Chaturthi, so I will be not available for tomorrow and day after tomorrow, guys. Okay. So 2 days you all take your time and we will meet back on Thursday, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. So happy Ganesh Chaturthi to one and all. In advance. Bye.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye guys. Good night.